Hello everybody, my name is Charles, and today we're going to be talking about art theft. I am joined here today with the boy, the man.
Opticus.
Come on, you can't say a little bit louder than that.
Opticus!
No, it's a
Holy
real...
God, Cthulhu, I call upon you to give me the power of a loud voice that won't wake up the rest of my house.
No. Oh,
I
sorry.
serve Cthulhu as I am an octopus.
Cthulhu said no, though, so,
Oh, damn it. You speak Cthulhu, Ian?
I guess so. That's kind of fucked. Oh, really, Cthulhu? Damn. Okay, so it's like today's topic is actually really serious for me because like I've personally never experienced art theft yet, but it is a serious concern of mine, and it's actually prevented me from publishing my PSDs onto my Patreon even. I really don't want people to go and steal my artwork and like resell it without my permission. You know what I mean? Or
Yeah,
like
it's a
republish
shitty
it.
thing to do.
Yeah, or republish it under their own name. And like, I don't mind people reposting my artwork, but like giving full
With
credit
credit.
to with credit would be nice, and not trying to just trace it or try to steal credit from me. I think mine is really unique, at least to the point where like you can tell it's kind of my artwork. I don't know if it is 100% like you can tell that I drew it or not, but it is a concern.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
If it's not your artwork, reverse image search it, find the owner, and give credit.
Yeah, and it's just like...
It's a scummy thing to do if you're not doing that, and if you're stealing artwork. Guys, if you're stealing artwork, stop being a scumbag. Get a life. Get out of your mom's basement, go get yourself a job, shave.
I mean, I don't mind if someone takes my artwork and maybe does their own version of it. You know, like I'm fully fine with someone taking my artwork and then redrawing it in their own style. That's actually really fantastic. It makes me feel really involved in your own artwork. But like, if you're gonna trace it, or if you're trying to color a black and white sketch of mine or ink one of my sketches, just put like sketch was from Charles or black and white version was from Charles or like original artist blah blah blah. You know what
Obviously,
I mean?
don't just put Charles. Link Charles as one of
yeah, because like there's so many Charleses in the world. And I'll admit it, I'm not very famous, so I don't mind that. It's just the point that like some people will go away and just be like, "Hey, this is mine," and it's like, really?
Yeah.
Are you kidding me? And it's like, I don't mind someone goes ahead and sells my artwork for me. I mean, give me some kind of commission for it. That's fine. Just let me know, and I'll tell you whether you can or not, and what the commissions are. And like, I'm not gonna charge anyone out of the wazoo for it. Like, I'll probably do like $20 per 100 shirts you sell, or 10% or 20% of profits. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I'm not scrunchy or cringy or anything like that. As long as you give me credit and, you know...
You're not a goddamn scrunchy.
Stop being a scrunchy for those Fisco girls. I'm really waiting for one of those times where someone takes my ICU idea and puts it on a shirt before I can, and it's like... I really... Or UFI, I'm sorry, not ICU. UFI. Like, the UFI is a very interesting idea that I've been working on for the longest time. I've been trying to perfect it to, like, a point where I can put it on a shirt. And I've been trying to afford to put it on shirts for people because I've been getting a lot of requests for it. And I've gotten to the point where I'm probably going to do it in 2020, which is next year, around summer. And I'm going to be doing a bunch of other shirts. And it would be really hurtful for me financially and emotionally if someone just be like, yeah, I want that shirt now, and they just print it and started selling it themselves.
Yeah.
Or like someone goes like, hey, we're partnered with Charles and we're selling these shirts, and it's like, we're not partnered.
So Charles, have you like ever experienced any form of art theft? Maybe not personally, but like
I've experienced
in a way
personally
that it's been personal.
when I was in school. I would draw over my art. I would draw on my paper, and then someone would take it and then submit it for extra credit in artwork. And I'd be like, "No, that was mine." And then the teacher would believe the other person because, you know, I was basically nobody in class. And I was like, "Oh, great, that's great, cool."
That's disgusting.
Yeah, exactly. And I didn't even want to submit it to our class. Like, I didn't really care. I was just more disappointed where like I wasn't recognized for my own work. And like at that time, I wasn't really into drawing people. I was more into drawing like environments, trees, and I would draw these really nice sketches of trees and stuff. And
Yeah.
some teachers knew about it, some teachers didn't, and I guess the art teacher didn't really care to notice.
Oh, that's icky. That's gross.
Exactly. And a lot of my favorite artists online experience a lot of art thefts.
Yeah.
And
Like just go on to Reddit. There's definitely a whole subreddit for it.
yeah, and I'm going through
Uh,
Instagram too, and like my favorite comic artists are like getting ripped off, and they're not even getting
yeah,
credited. Like they cropped
it's
out their
gross. It happens all the
name.
time.
They didn't mention their name in the description. I'm just like, are you kidding me? Really?
Yeah.
And these
Yeah,
posts
it's
get
a
more
very
likes than the comic artists.
I know. Luckily, when they gain a lot of traction, usually they
They get
get called
credited.
out. That doesn't mean go and do it so the artist gains a lot of traction. That's just a poor excuse to try and cover up your
Hmm.
tracks. Don't steal art. Like it's just a really scummy thing to do. Imagine like you put a lot of effort into your making a pizza. Okay, this one secret recipe. Now nobody else knows how to make it. Then all of a sudden you tell one person, and they reveal the whole recipe to the rest of the world, and they take credit for it as well. Now that pizza's not special to you anymore, and everybody knows it, and they think it's them, and they get all the money, and they get everything from it. Like not even just the money, but just the satisfaction, and you're just losing everything. Like it's a really scummy thing to do, and you have to be a really scummy person or really immature, like under the age of 7, to do it.
And on top of that, like you think that it's going to help the artist too. That's another thing. And it's like, oh, I'm trying to help the artist. It doesn't help the
It's just an
artist.
excuse. Nah, nobody thinks that. That's an excuse. It's
Exactly.
an excuse.
That's
Don't
not
make
that's
excuses
not
to
a good
try and cover up your
excuse.
tracks.
If you're saying that you're
Just
going to help me by selling my shirts for me and take the money for it, that's not going to help me. Or you taking the artwork, posting it on your profile, even if you did credit me, that's still not going to help me. Even if you did credit me and you just reposted my artwork, that's not going to help me. You should maybe post my images on your Instagram story and be like, hey, go support my favorite artists. You can do that. That's fine.
yeah,
You can.
and just make sure like the artist you're using the artwork of is okay with you using the artwork as them. Might not be okay with you using it in any cases. And if you can't find anywhere clear that you can use it, ask the artist themselves.
Yeah, and it's
Some
just.
artists are really big and they don't want you using their artwork.
Yeah, and it's really irritating because, like, some artwork I don't want to be, like, republished. I don't post it on anything except for Patreon. And that's one of
Yeah,
my fears right now is like, what if I post something on Patreon where I don't want it in the world, but I don't mind posting it on Patreon because people will like it? I don't want it in the world because, kids can't view it. Like, I have artwork of nudity, and I cannot post it or show to anyone online because it is nudes. It is considered illegal. You can't show 18
yeah,
plus on public sites most of the time. And I'm not going to go onto an 18 plus site and post it. I'm not going to go on Pornhub and post it because like it's too much
yeah,
work. No one's going to view it there anyways. So I was like, okay, I'll post it on my Patreon. That's why it's 18 plus now. It's like I can post whatever I want on there now. But if someone
yeah,
goes there, downloads it, and posts it on their profile, or artwork that's supposed to be specifically for Patreon and nobody else, or leaks some of my artwork off of Patreon or WIPs or anything like that, that's like, what in the hell? Like,
that's like the 11th level of classy and of scummy, and there's only 10 levels of that.
it's like, really? You're gonna do that to me? And that's why I'm really fearful of the Patreon situation too. Is like I want people to view my WIPs, my artworks, and my progress videos. No problem. If they want to see that, that's great. If they want to support me, that's fantastic. But for someone to go in there and look at the pre-releases and everything like that, and then release it before I do, it's like, really? You're gonna do that to me?
Yeah,
Or
yeah,
I've noticed on Patreon, people would go on Patreon, subscribe, like pay for Patreon on this one guy's artwork channel, and then repost all his
mhm,
Patreon images onto a new Patreon and wait for people to pay for that other Patreon.
yeah.
And it's just like, are you kidding me?
It's a really scummy thing to do. Like, you have to be really just a terrible person and to have nothing going on in your life to be able to just do that without feeling anything. And even if you do feel something, to be able to still do it is just gross. And if you have that ability in you to do it, suppress it. It makes you a better person. Even if you don't feel anything from it, it makes you a better person.